Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Look, I thought I was through with this YouTube production, but I just posted what I called my last one, and on my way to return back home, I can't help get this thought out of my mind. Why is it that people of color have had to endure so much pain and suffering at the hands of so-called white people or Caucasians? I mean, this is something that everybody should be thinking about, white or black, white or people of color. Now, having given this some thought, you have to conclude some kind of answer if you search hard enough. The only answer I can conclude is this. People of color, in many instances, believe in a higher power. We believe in God. Somebody says that's because we've always needed some help. And so we didn't believe in ourselves, so we looked for help from another source. And they add to that, for the most part, white people believe in privilege. With God, you believe in rights. With white people, you believe in privilege. And that basically means, on the one hand, that either there is no God or they portray themselves as God. And when they talk about privilege, right indicates that all persons would have those common amongst them. But privilege indicates that there's something special about it that allows you to do whatever it is that you consider a privilege. For instance, when they talk about blacks kneeling, athletes kneeling because to draw attention to how it appears that cops just love to keep shooting black people unarmed or whatever. And the president claims, and other supporters say, that because they make a lot of money, it's a privilege making this money. I don't think any of those guys are making money because of a privilege. I think they're making money because they play the game. But anyway, nobody wants to know what I say. However, they're claiming that it's a privilege. A privilege takes away right. A privilege says that if God says a right and we say privilege, then we have no respect for God. Now, I know there are a lot of kind white people. Kind white people. But I also learned that evil will exist unless it is denied. When I say denied existence. Evil does not exist without support. Evil does not exist without some authority coming from power. So if you see evil existing, it either started by someone who is of evil and want evil to exist, but it continues to last because others support it. So when we talk about right and privilege, when we talk about white and people of color, we have to keep in mind that all of this evil stuff that comes out in people or our societies in which we live, it comes out by people who proclaim all the time and declare that people of color don't have rights. And they get upset when people of color start demanding God-given rights. They want to say, no, it's a privilege, you don't have a right. And when they beat people aside the head, make laws, put people in power to assure that these philosophies of evil are maintained, that the white people who are good, kind people, they shut up. And so all the passing out coats to children who have been denied coats, passing out food to people who have been denied food because they didn't have the privilege. I'm just going to ask this played up like this. White people, I'm just going to ask you this. Do you really think you are God? I just got to ask you straight up. Do you really think that you are God? And do you really think that you're privileged? I understand what you did. I understand that you got tricked. You got tricked and trying to trick everybody else. Or you're the trickster. Threw that money in there. So when love allows everybody to have a career of their own choosing, and in those careers based upon the way they've been designed, when you actually engage yourselves, you create enough of those things that are common amongst all of you that no one would ever be without it. That's love. That's heaven on earth. And then a trickster comes in and says, no, let's change it. Get money. Now you got privilege. That's something else. I must really say that's something else. I was on my way earlier, and I was thinking about a statement that has been said and often heard, is that self-preservation is the first law of the land. Self-preservation. And I was thinking, if anybody had any common sense, I mean, if you are there by yourself, that makes sense. Preserve for yourself. But the moment there are a bunch of people out there with you, it appears to me, if you're going to say self-preservation is the first law of the land, then it seems to me you would be smart enough to know that if you're really serious about preservation, you would make everybody else out there do whatever you can, that they would not be your enemy, that they would be your friends, that they would help support you in your preservation, and you would support them in their preservation, and everybody would be preserved. But I guess you have to believe in God to think of something like that. If you believe in privilege, again, white people, do you really believe that God made the world for you to run? Or if you don't want to go that way, you think God made America for you to run. I know you think, you say your founding fathers came over and took stuff. I guess that's what you're saying. If the founding fathers came over, I don't know if they took stuff, but people did come and take stuff. And you ended up with your privilege. And you condemn all the pain and suffering to everybody else. I can't believe that. I cannot believe just because your hair is straight and your eyes may be different colors as others, and your skin is pale, I can't believe you think that you are God to the world. But I have to accept it. See, I know the truth. The truth about it is this. There are those of you who can't stand a dog. And a dog better not try to walk up into your house. And if he does, you got a place for him. And that's how you treat black people. Like they're trying to walk up into your house that you built. Now, for those of you who are not white but listening to this presentation, do you believe that white people created the earth? Do you believe they created that part of the geography that you live? Do you believe the resources of the earth were created by white people? Do you believe that these resources are being denied to many people all over the earth because of greed, because of prejudiceness, because of racism, and because of all the ugly stuff? Do you believe that? I'm talking to you, people of color. If you do believe that, then why in the world do you let white people and their privilege control and manipulate you? Oh, you say white people will kill, and you don't want to kill. So you allow yourself to just stand and shake and rock in the boat until God comes. When God says, I am not coming, I'm already there. But you have rejected me and don't know me. But if you call on me and stand up by my power, you will see that I am there. And there's no white person of privilege can do anything to destroy you. The most they can do, and I mean the absolute most that they can do to you, is free you so you can live. Because right now, you're not living. This is pure hell ran by white people. That's the truth.